Mambo Jumbo Familia Angu, or Jambo Mambo Familia Kwangu. Karibu Niambuni Kwangu. Mimi ni Eli-Ben-Eli, Babu Eli-Ben-Eli. No tayoti ni sawa. No tumai yote ni sawa. I hope everybody's well. Habarigani to everyone. I wanted to take an opportunity to make a video because some events have happened that I just had to comment on. You know, I and several other YouTubers have been saying this whole thing of the villa being constructed, people randomly running around, it's just an accident waiting to happen. And sure enough, my understanding is that Joseph Claude's son was struck by no less a figure than the great man, Thrilla. I shouldn't laugh because this is a sad thing, but he struck this child, and the child was taken to hospital. I don't know whether the ambulance that they had there was of any use, but the child was taken to hospital, and apparently he was taken from one hospital to the other. There is no word on what happened to the child, and I'm praying to God that the child doesn't end up dying. But this is what happens when you have amateurs running a construction site. You know, personally, you know, I don't even know that I hold Marwa responsible for this. Marwa is not even though he claims to be managing the construction site, the person who's supposed to be an expert on all things concerning construction is the engineer, the fake engineer. Where is he? Engineer, you know, manage your construction site, okay? You go around asking questions about how things are being cooked, everything under the sun. Why don't you impose some sort of safety standards on your construction site? You know, the whole thing is, pardon my language, is a shit show. And it's first of all, I'll say this. I am convinced that other people have been hurt on that construction site. It goes for construction. People get hurt. But I'm convinced that it's also being covered up. You know, but it's like someone needs to be the elder. Someone needs to be an adult in this situation and take steps to maintain public safety. Because if that doesn't happen, I promise you that it's only a matter of time before somebody dies. Okay, we already know that the health of that village is pretty bad. We already know that there are people at the compound who are suffering from different kind of illnesses, and Marwa himself, what is it that she likes to call herself? Is her ground troop, or what? I don't know, but she's also sick. The whole place is basically a botch. And something that I really, really find funny. They're calling this thing a resounding success. So far, a child has died, has been injured. Okay, rain has flooded the building, and they have taken steps to correct that. The so-called construction site is a complete mess. You know, they say that they attempted to put up the gate and the gate collapsed. Who are they kidding? How is this party a resounding success? And all of this thing about the influx of thousands of thousands of international visitors. What? I see a handful of international visitors who act like if they're basically too pathetic to go somewhere else, and they're all doing the same thing, which I find less than pathetic. All of them show up with a suitcase full of presents, and basically they're doing so much to curry the favor of Marwa. And the people who really, really break my heart in this situation are the villagers. I mean, you know, even in poverty, there's dignity. They just show up and are begging, you know, for presents and acting like a bunch of little babies. You know, it's like some are even begging for chocolates. Oh my God. This, you know, it's like I have never set foot in the Abba, but I am convinced that it is better than what it is being portrayed as. What it is being portrayed as is embarrassing, you know. And you know, I wanted to commend something to your attention. There is an organization by the name of NAMBLA in the United States, and I think that it's a worldwide movement. It is a movement that seeks to promote the legalization of men being able to sexually sleep with boys. A lot of the so-called travelers are actually, or passport bros are actually sex tourists. And they go overseas. They go to Asia, they go to Africa, certain countries in the Middle East, because that kind of behavior, men, you know, using boys sexually, is not tolerated in the West. In some countries, people are in such profound admiration of the Westerners that even if they engage in that kind of behavior, they look the other way, and they're happy that their children brought home some money. Here in the United States, we throw people who do that kind of stuff into prison. But I say this because sexual tourism is one of the reasons that a lot of people head for countries like Africa, Haiti, you know, continents like Africa and places like Haiti. They do it because the people there are poor. And people that are poor and are desperate for money are going to turn their eyes the other way if their children are being molested, assuming that they get money from it. There are things that I have seen going on at that party that really sickens me to my stomach. Look, we're old people of the world. What two grown men or two grown women do is their business. You want to have a sausage party? Have your sausage party. Who cares? But when it involves children, that's another thing. And I have to go ahead and say that I've been informed that in African culture, some of the behavior you're seeing at that party is acceptable, but not so when it involves children. You know, and I'm not going to call him out by name, but, you know, no, why not? I'm just going to quote him. Christmas list was saying, let the children have fun, let the children have fun. Children have no, boys and girls, but I mostly see boys, have no business at an adult party late into the night. And their parents are being negligent in letting them do that. I mean, the reason that kid, that I believe is called Joseph's son or little brother, ended up getting injured was probably because he was somewhere that he should have not been. You know, people need to get over their fascination and jubilation with the fact that the Westerners are coming with gifts, or a handful of Westerners have come. At the end of the day, this is a glorified village party. And if you look at Marwa's room and the kitchen that they made in the hallway, This place is basically a prettified hut. No real kitchens. The bathrooms barely working. The lights rarely on. And they have a generator, no less. Guess what? The generator doesn't work. The grounds look like a mess. Camps, tents in different places. A tin shack for a kitchen. People speeding around a motorcycle, riding down children. Oh my gosh, it's a horrible situation. I had an excellent laugh a little earlier because somebody said that the party's a resounding success. A resounding success. Really? Come on now. Let's be for real. The party is a flop. I don't know, but once again, the other thing that I'm concerned about is this: how hygienic are these conditions that the food is being prepared under? Time will tell. My theory is that people are already getting sick. Why? Because it's like, no matter how well you try, if you have a bunch of amateur people cooking food and no sanitary standards are being imposed, they're washing food, they're washing dishes, they're washing this and doing that, but are they washing it with water that has been boiled, with water that is sanitary? Or are they washing it with river water, where a few miles up the river, cows are drinking out of it, people are bathing in it, probably pissing in it and everything. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. And, there's a part of me that keeps asking a question, just what is it that's being celebrated? The villa is not complete. The grounds are still a mess. You still have that ugly looking birdhouse across some. The place is a complete shamble. It's like there is still basic, construction that is going on, while at the same time there's finishing work going on. Doesn't make any sense. It's like the cart is being put in front before the horse. I just I think about the fact that little boy got hurt, and I say to myself, and I hate to say this, but I think it in my heart. How long before somebody ends up dead? Either because of illness or because of an accident. The place is just sloppily built. Even Marwa himself has confessed that the banisters on the second floor are very, very loose. Okay, the stairs have no railing or banisters. You get a person who's drunk, who's going down those stairs, they can fall and injure themselves, maybe kill themselves. And the other question that I have is, how securely, if the banisters are no good, okay, if the stairs have no railings, what if the plumbing has to be redone because it was sloppily done? What else that poses a danger to people has gone on in that property that we know nothing about? It is my theory that it's only a matter of time before somebody ends up seriously injured at that party. Well, why am I saying it's only a matter of time? It already has happened. A child was written down by no less a person than the Marwa's personal. Let me not say anything that's gonna offend people, But I have a theory about Marwa and Thrilla. There's something going on there. It's a little bit fishy. All of those intimate motorcycle rides. But anyway, folks, let's pray for the well-being of that little boy. Let's pray that the little boy has not been, doesn't end up dying because of his injuries. And let's pray that nobody else ends up getting hurt, at this party. And I feel that I have to make a quick disclaimer. I'm a lifelong student. I'm fascinated by languages. I speak several of them. Languages have always come easy to me, and they appeal to me. And I say this by way of saying that, it's like if I'm around a culture, I quickly begin to pick up their language. So in watching videos, having gone to a Swahili church in which there were Swahili speakers, I have learned a little bit of Swahili, and they're people that are very sensitive about their culture, and they listen to me trying to speak in Swahili or speaking a little bit of Swahili, and they take offense and think that maybe I'm making fun of their culture. I'm not. I have a lot of love and admiration for the Kenyan culture, and I like the Swahili language. So please understand that Babu Eli-Ben-Eli is not trying to mock anyone's language. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just happen to love, the culture of Kenya. I happen to love Swahili, and I listen very carefully when people speak, and I try to pick up and understand what they're saying. I try to put it in context. Yesterday, fellow the boy said something, kisu, and someone went and got a knife, and I surmised that kisu means knife, and maybe I'm wrong. I didn't catch the words that he said prior to kisu, but I gather that he said, please go get a knife. I'm a survivor. I have lived among various different cultures in which people have spoken languages ranging from the Sicilian dialect, Italian, French, German, Spanish is my native language, English, Israeli, Arabic, and in all of those countries, in all of those places, in all of those settings, I have had to learn a certain amount of the language purely for survival purposes. That's just me. Most people take pride in never taking the trouble to learn another language. Here in America, they tell you, speak American, speak English. My attitude is that it's always a strength to understand the language of the people that you're dealing with. So I frequently speak in Spanish. And when I'm around Kenyans, I try to speak in Swahili. When I'm around Haitian, I try to speak in the Haitian dialect. When I'm around French-speaking West Africans, I speak in their language. When I'm around Middle Eastern Jews, I speak in Hebrew. And I try to do the same thing with Arabic. So it's not me being disrespectful. It's exactly the opposite. I have a great deal of respect for. I don't believe that everybody needs to speak to me in English. Give me an opportunity, and I'll try to learn your language too. Please take no offense if you hear me trying to speak a little Swahili. I'm just basically consider it me paying respect, to your culture, and in my heart of heart, I have always wanted to visit Kenya and to live in a village and everything. I grew up in a village in my own. I didn't grow up. I lived in a village until I came to America in my own country, and I have always loved villages. But anyway, thank you very much. If you have watched this far, please like and support my channel by subscribing to it and commenting and anything else that you can do to help my channel to grow. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.